Hi everyone. In this video, I restore the chassis and the poor condition cabinet on this 1934 Philco Cathedral radio, model 60. This is the tuning knob, and you can see it's moving back and forth for some reason. I think it's what it looks like to me. It looks like a typical AM. Let's see if that goes up to. It turns. Shows it only goes up to 1500, but I can see on the bottom it goes 3.5. So that ain't nothing. It's a place band, basically. Cabinets needs work. You can see it's busted here. And cracked here. Some veneer is pulled off here, and I think it's cracked right there. I'm going to have to see if I can fix that. It might have a little hairline crack on this area and here and here. It does. But that's not going to be fixed. The only thing that's holding us in there, I think, is that speaker screw in for this one. But yeah, it's missing the knob. I don't know if I can ever get one exact placement. I don't think so, but I get it close. The other sides of it, a little dull. Wore on the top a little bit. Not bad, but I think I can address that easily. Same thing with that side. It's just the front. Now the back. It's got the let's cut this off here. So I got type of cloth cord on it, and the plug doesn't have the cover over it. That's the whole cord's should be replaced. At least looks like it's missing a couple of well, it ain't missing. They probably removed them. E-caps went in here. They're not there. We took them out, so I'm sure they put them on the bottom. What's this? Appears to be an old antenna. Oh, what's this too? Piece I call it a gusset. Came off somewhere, but it can be glued. The radius of it is had to come from the top. Really dusty. Oh, wait a minute! Look what I found. Hey, I got a knob back here. Get it out of there. The knob's there. Why is it back there? I wonder if that would fit on there. Is it screwed on? Oh, I think it's missing that spring clip or something. Perhaps, I don't know. Hey, that's a good thing. Yeah, it's really loose fit. It's missing that little spring in there. I could put one in there. Something. It's got it in there, I think. Well, we got the knob. Cool. Well, see in here. What we see? Looks like this one's been replaced. Perhaps this one. Oh, look at that. Bakelite components in here. And this cord, look at this. What is that? It looks like something's leaked. That has leaked out of something on this cord. Something's been leaking. This is whatever. Let me take a look at that toner, see why she's moving so much. Yeah. Maybe the grommets are shut. I don't know. It is definitely isolated. I won't be using this, so I'm going to cut that out right now. So what did they do here with those? These two must be the ones coming out of here. 2/8 perhaps that were in these holes. And they replaced them with these two. Okay, I got disassembled a little bit. I got the I removed this tuning condenser. I got to get this off there because I want to put in the ultrasonic cleaner. Reason why it's look at these dry rotted and they're just sunken inside. That's why we had the excess play in that. These on the bottom aren't too bad. They're not soft though, I don't think. Let me see, I had one. I could find it here. Yeah, they're kind of hard too. I'm going to have to replace them all. I got rubber anything I can cut out. And this one here, they soldered that braided wire, copper wire on this. And I had to desolder it and then try to work it off. I could probably get some of it off, not if I'll find another screw. But yeah. So this has still got to get just some a little bit, get this dial off there. I don't want to ruin it. And then, well, they had this cardboard under it right here, and that's not, you can tell that's not from the factory. They had it more or less like that. And shouldn't have been that way. They just shimmed it up probably years ago before the. This is a 75. That's the second detector tube. Look at this round here. It's loose. I was very easy. I could see it when I was taking off the clip. Don't mean nothing. If it checks good, all I got to do is find some adhesive that take the heat, and you know, because it still could be connected. I've seen them, or you could just apply some heat to it. I mean, an adhesive to it where it takes the heat. So that's got to be. I got all of them out of there, all the tubes. And so I took the speaker out too. I cut that out. I didn't. I gotta take this out and get it blown off today. The speaker, it's got a little rip in it, but it's pretty good. Right here, it's got a rip in it right there. That could be. I usually use paper towel, one take just the one ply off the paper towel, put that on there. And then there's a little, right here, this little glue. It had that internal spider on it like I suspected. And it looks to be all okay. This speaker looks not bad at all. There's a little glue here and a little patch there. And this next, what I'll do is I'll take out that tone control right here and see what about changing them capacitors. I think it's going to be one wire coming out of there. I don't see a second one. It must be going the ground. Now that was the first IF that broke off of. No, it was not. It was this one right there. That's where the second detector was, and I think this wire has to be replaced. Don't look too hot. This one ain't so bad that I can see, or this one. I think it was the antenna coil, oscillator coil. First IF, then second IF. Just because this has to be the first IF. So, yeah, I got stuff done. Well, disassembled, and everything checks out good in here, so it gets the repair. Kind of interesting, like what these cans might want to take them out for the antenna. Well, why though? They read good. Okay, I got the micas capacitors off of this thing. Put it in the ultrasonic sound. Check it for grounds like that. And good as gold. No shorts. That's the stator here. Stationary fins, if you will, but it's called a stator. Now you put it over on this side. I didn't check this side. Come on. Okay, let's try this side. I think that's the oscillator side. Maybe, I don't know. Alright, this is fully open, as you can see, at 23 picofarad. Then as we close, it should increase, right? Yeah, it's going higher. Probably around 500 or something. Wow, 710, 711 picofarad. And all the way back down. I don't know if you can see that. .22 picofarad. Okay, now let's try this side. That's fully open. 23 picofarad. You know, give or take a few tenths, but that's important. And we're going all the way up to 623, 624 picofarad. It's all looking good. Yeah. So, no shorts, and it's reading. Now I gotta do is I gotta take these, clean these micas up. It's a little wet rag or something, and just clean them up. And put those back in. And this is be all ready to put back in to but I won't put it in now, it's too early. But let's close this back up now. I took a hair dryer to it after I rinsed it off. So yeah, it came out really good. It was dirty. Those fins were dirty. Now they're nice and clean. And it's working good. No shorts or nothing. So, all right, getting that done. I'm not gonna. Still gotta make up these washers, space insulators, but cross the bridge when we get to it. I've got the tone control removed from the chassis, and there's a .015 and a .01, I think, inside here. I remember right on the schematic. Replace the capacitors, but yeah, start on that because I don't know, for no reason. Got that tone control apart. See what kind of, I don't know if that's tar, probably is. Really messy. Gotta swept it up a little bit. But yeah, here's the capacitors. There's this one, and then here's this one. And it's soldered to the, I still gotta clean this out here. I'm getting ready to take this Bakelite block capacitor out of here. I know it's a capacitor. It's what it looks like. It's a .015 microfarad. There's only a single capacitor in here. And that being the case, being this is the power cords, this is ground. I think I'll put a safety cap in there if I got something in that range. It'd be nice to have a safety cap there because I'm definitely going to put a drop-in resistor on this transformer and fused, of course, but still I like to have a safety capacitor in here. So I got to get this out. So here it is. I did have the .015 safety cap in there. Oh. So it's in there. It's going to go in like that, mounted like, yeah, like this. And so there's no use to fill it up with anything. Once I get it soldered, it ain't going to move in there. I got to take and remove this solder off here, and then wrap these leads around there and solder them in. Same with these two here. Just solder them in there, and that's it. And I can put it back in. I wanted to show you how I'm getting these Bakelite blocks apart. First of all, I remove the wires that are soldered in, the components inside. This one's happened to be two of the .00011s. That's like pre-World War II, so don't have them. So I'm going to put in, what am I putting in there? 110 picofarads. The micas, they'll work just fine. It'll work. All right, what I do is I get this in here and I put it in the center. Hopefully it'll fit in there. I didn't clog it up. I think it's there. Then we're just going to turn on my rework station here. There it is. And there it is. Get this over here. So I got these 2.05s in there. Got it pretty clean. So that's it. They're not going to be covered up with anything because they're tight. Soldered on. Let's see, there's two of them here. That's the negative. And then 1.05 and another 0.05. So, you know, they're going to come out of there. So there's no use putting any kind of anything in there. So it goes back in. I haven't wired this block up. You still can't see it. this block up yet because the two power cords. So I'd have to put the power cord in here before I solder these two back in. Should have done that before, but got this box stuck here with the new capacitors. 4 of them in there, and I put cardboard around the metal box, and it's all cardstock that I used, so it's in there. It ain't moving around. And then this goes on top, and then tabs pulled down. But I'm going to have to get all of this. I probably want to solder this first and get these wires over here. Get them all over in this corner here, because you can't go through that hole. That's for sure not. So it's got to come through here. I'm going to have to probably elongate this a little bit. Open it up a little bit so the wires will come through, and then I marked it where it was top there. Yeah, it goes just like this back in there. So those are all changed. I hate to have to touch that old block that was in there, but I will. You remember, this was what was in there. This tar-filled thing. Quite bigger. Well, old capacitors were bigger. But, yeah. From that to new. And I color coded the wires so I could determine which one was the 0.5 or the 0.05, and the two 0.09s, 09s I put 0.1s in. So, all right, so I'll get this all done, wire it up. I want to try to get the resistor put in there and the fuse, and continue on, replace these, get this done. But I need the power cord to get in there. I got the speaker. Let me see that real fast. I did a little work on that because it was compromised. The cone, if you remember, had a rip in it right here. I put one layer of paper towel on that, and a couple little presses right there. Other than that, it's good to go. But I need to look at this cord here. I need to replace this cable wire, and I don't know. I want to get 3 of them in there, because my cloth wire is a lot bigger than this. But nevertheless, I'll get it in there, change those, because this speaker is good. So I got to do that. I got to make up grommets for the tuner yet. But that's after I get all this done in here. I haven't got this completed yet as far as electrical restorations. I'll show you in a minute, but here I put a piece of rubber because I got the fuse and the step down line transformer resistor in there. So I gotta keep, that was where the capacitors was supposed to be, and they took it out. They took them out, so I took advantage of that. Cleaned up the chassis best I can get it, and there is some rust pitted spots, but I put some gun oil on it. Seems to work pretty good. This tuner is no longer loose anymore. It's tight, and it's nice and clean from ultrasonic cleaner. Leave it about in that area right now. Clean this bulb up. That's got to be mounted back, but not at this time. And let me see. We'll show you what I got in the bottom. See, I want to put it on the transmitter side. It'll sit up there right. Like I say, I don't have it completed. I got it completed up to here, from here to here, and I need to get these 3 blocks here done. Big like blocks of capacitors. So I just tacked this in temporary. These 2 resistors. Because I got to desolder from these blocks anyway. So I said, well, no, I don't want to. If I'll take it apart, then then I have to continue on, and it's like shotgun, which I wanted to do. But the trouble is hopefully you no trouble. What the heck happened there? I didn't do nothing. Must have had a loose connection.
This old house has been a friend for generations. Whoever thought we'd be alive to sit in your house and listen to somebody play a concerto? We wouldn't have been. At least I wouldn't have been if you hadn't snatched that revolver off the table right out from under Kettler's nose before they threw you into the cellar. That was the lifesaver. Hey, do we get...
Okay, now it's working fine. Why the heck? Must have had a loose connection or something.
After I'm spending all weekends in a cozy little corner under the L. I was more clear than anybody.
Alright. It's got a lot of volume.
Why
Why is the speaker rattling?
Everything. Move far away. Start a new life.
Alright. Alright. It works. This has got, I can see it peeling up right here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's peeling up right here. You can see it. So I'm going to have to get in there with maybe this. See if I can get some of that glue out of there and put new fresh in there. I was going to change that anyway, but I wanted to wait till I got to this block before I did it. And this block right here is your control grid, and this is right here is going to your volume control. So that was why I didn't have it. Also, there only is one capacitor in here, and this one block, just that one capacitor. And this connection here is just a terminal point. Nothing connected to it. So I was having a problem with the antenna. And I checked it. You can check it till you're blue in the face, and if it don't act up, then you don't act up. What I found is the grid wire coming from I got the antenna coil out of it. I was checking it checks good, like I checked it before, prior to servicing this radio. But, look at this. Let's put it on continuity, so you can hear it. And if I try to close it up, it's still reading. So this grid wire was shorted out against the can, and that goes right to the antenna. So if I'd shortened out and I was able to touch this 6AV detector oscillator tube, I would get a lot louder. I mean, I can see it getting somewhat louder. But hell, it like doubled, and I didn't have that much volume. And it didn't act up before, but yeah, so the grid wire from here was going to ground. So I could have found that without pulling it out, but I don't want to. I'll just change. I want to change all these wires in there. But yeah, so I thought I'd show you that, just a little something like that. Here, if you remember when I did start it up and tried it before I shotgunned it all the way, it was rattling. So I got most of the old glue out of it, and I made my own gasket with what was that, 2mm? Yeah, They call it cardstock, 2mm. And I cut it in 2 pieces. So it's much easier. And this has got to, let's see, another 11 hours to dry before I take this one off. I cure, I should say. And that should correct the rattling. Should sound great, I'm hoping. I'm going to take, I can do that right now. I mean, last thing, put some, usually they put string around these. And I think I'm going to do that. Put some string around it. Put it in here and wire it up. And then this is complete. Should work fine.